Hey, everybody. It's Maria from What's the Story with Maria. How's it going? We're so happy you're here. It is May 16th, 2023, my favorite month because it's my birthday month, but also because it's so beautiful out. It's not too hot. It's not still cold. It's just beautiful. The trees are blooming. The bushes are blooming. It's just gorgeous. May is gorgeous. May and October are my two favorite months. Anyway, Danielle, what have you done? You are the first one in as usual, but you really are the first one in. So Danielle of D's Enlightened Edits. Hi, Maria and Leo. Happy Tuesday and happy birthday and concert week, Maria. You are one of the nicest people I've ever met, Danielle. You always remember things. You're super sweet. And I got to tell you, if you don't know who Danielle is our friend. She is not just a nice person. She is a spiritual medium, a tarot card reader, a teacher, a spiritual guide. She does spirit animal readings. She does all kinds of readings. I personally had the quantum session with Danielle, which I cannot say enough about. And if you have people that have passed on and you miss them, like I do, boy, that is a wonderful way to heal your heart. I'm not going to lie. I'm not exaggerating. It's a beautiful way to connect to the other side. And Danielle is just the best at it. And I actually got a bunch of sessions for other people for Christmas presents. My Ziana, for Judy, my sister. And I just think that it's a wonderful gift as well. So go and check out Danielle's website and we'll do all that. But in the meantime, we have two wonderful guests, and Leo's going to tell you about it.
Yeah, big fish, small pond, day's free and the night's long. I create my own reality. Who I am is fine with me. I'm as famous as I want to be. Who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am. Oh, who I am is fine with me. It's who I am. It's who I am.
We do love and appreciate you. It says that because we mean it. My sidekick and accidental everything, Leo Rodriguez, is here with me. There he is in sunny. Oh, it's very sunny up there, Idlewild, California.
Mm-hmm.
And
I like this. Danielle called me last week the Golden Leo.
The Golden Leo. Wow, I love that because you have that beaming light behind you. Oh my goodness. Annette Zito has joined us. Good evening. Annette Zito, chef extraordinaire and businesswoman, badass boss lady. She is our friend. You are glowing for sure. He really is glowing, isn't he? How cute is he in that little orange sherbety shirt? And as I was saying about Danielle, I thank you, Danielle, for all your compliments and all your nice things. Please go and see Danielle. And can you scroll Danielle's website, Leo?
You're right.
So
Now, you mean the Damsel Designs?
Leo loves to do that. Yes. If you're listening on the podcast or radio, damcldesigns.com, and check it all out. I personally had the quantum session, life changing. I have no reason to say that other than it is the truth. So now, Leo, quickly, I just want to say by this time next week, I will be older. My birthday is Sunday.
Woohoo!
Yes, I will be older. I will be older than I am right now. I'm very excited. And for my birthday, I'm doing a wonderful show in Boston at Club Cafe, which is a gorgeous place. It's 209 Columbus Avenue in Boston. It's a beautiful place. And the back room, it's called Moonshine. It's a beautiful theater back there. I have that room. And we are almost sold out, Leo. We are.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, when I mean almost sold out, I think we have 2 tickets left. That's what I'm saying. Now,
two
you might be able to sneak in if you show up. Sometimes people don't always show up, but just text me and we'll see if we can do something about it. But they are lovely people there. David Whitman, who is the booking manager there, is just the nicest guy. And he has been so incredibly helpful. So I'm excited. And so that show is at 7 this Thursday, May 18th, 2023. I'm so happy that I'm going to be there. I'm going to see my family, my friends, and some New York people are coming as well. And I'm beside myself with joy. I really am. I'm
big old trip.
It's going to be an incredible thing. Lynn's coming to get me in the morning, and we're driving straight there, hanging out, having a little lunch, doing our tech, and doing the show, and then perhaps driving back that night. I'm not sure.
Like you're teenagers.
Yes, like we used to do when we were youngins. Little road trips we would take.
I can imagine you guys are just going to giggle on the way there and giggle on the way
Giggle
back.
and gossip. Giggle and gossip. Even though girls say they don't, they do.
Oh, I may have to call on that road trip.
You know what? Please do. Please do. Okay, so Ed Kutu has joined us. So bummed that I can't make it. Eddie, you can't be everywhere. I know that the salon Thursdays are busy nights. My poor sister has to cut her day short. She's a hairdresser, has a salon. Thursdays are the big night. And my
are you having
cousins,
any dancers?
Dancers?
And dancers, backup dancers. You know, like maybe
oh, what a segue that was. Okay, so of course we have our calendar, our Nothing But the Apron show calendar, and every month we feature a hottie with Nothing But the Apron on. And now, mind you, they volunteer. I do not harass them to take their clothes off. They come to me. In the words of my little sister, only you could get people to take their clothes off for no money. I said, they come to me. Can I be in it next year? And anyway, so that is Lucas Ferdland. He is in the Oakland Ballet. He's a wonderful singer, beautiful guy, and he's coming home now to New York. He's been with the Oakland Ballet now for about 7 or 8 months. Yeah. And the season is over and he's returning to New York. So I am so happy. He works at Brandy's Piano Bar. He's going to be back there. He works at the Duplex. He's going to be back there until probably the next season. But we are happy to have you back. Hello, beautiful people, said Rena Crignali Berge, my cousin. You know.
Hi, weather girl.
Yeah, I know. I love the way you do that, Leo. That is very cute. You're like, hey, weather girl. So Rena and her husband, the man who originated Mr. February in the 2022 calendar, Ron Berge, is also coming to the show, as well as Tiana. Yeah, a lot of funny people are coming. Hi, Rena and Tiana. You see, look at Danielle. What?
Right away. We're family already.
Hi, Leo Rodriguez, says Rena. Oh, she goes, Leo Rodriguez.
How big is the Gentile family spot? Like, have you taken over?
A couple of rows. Yeah. But I gotta tell you, little snacks. I gotta tell you, who's really come through with flying colors is my St. Clement's girls, my junior high classmates. Is that the cutest thing you ever heard in your life? They are coming in big numbers. Is that the cutest thing you ever heard?
That's fun, though.
I know. I can't wait.
But yeah.
You know what it is? You form bonds that never, ever go away. And they're lovely, beautiful, funny Irish girls. I can't wait. I can't wait. It's going to be a blast. I know. So many fun things to have.
How big is the row across for the seating?
I'm going to say it's 10 seats, maybe 12.
So Rena's bringing
a sandwich holds 100.
Row?
Yes, we're getting sandwich. No, we're not getting sandwiches. Don't even say that. However, I will say this, and then we have to bring on our first guest because I'm dying to talk to her. If you decide to have dinner there, because they'd have a beautiful restaurant outside of the theater, right in the front. The food is phenomenal. If you decide to have dinner there, make reservations, or even if you just show up, make sure you tell them that you are coming to see my show, and they will give you 20% off. I think that's a really big deal.
Ooh, that's pretty cool.
20% off your check.
That's that Club Cafe, correct?
Yes, Club Cafe. Yes, how beautiful. That's the back room. It's called Moonshine. They have a front room called the Napoleon, and they have a back room called the Moonshine. So I'm excited. I'm very, very excited, and they're lovely people to deal with. They have been nothing but amazing. So I'm really looking forward to it. So that's
Very
it, Leo. Yep, that's the thing. And there's like just a few seats left. Like I said, if you do show up that night, you may be able to sneak in. And that's that. But
And then
are
it's a
you
busy
ready?
weekend in New York, real quick before you.
Yes,
Right?
it is a busy week because then, of course, I have my kids on Friday afternoon. We're having a little birthday party because two of my students, it's their birthdays and my birthdays. So I got to bring cupcakes. That, you know how that is. You have your kids that you take care of.
Oh yeah.
Friday night at Brandy's, Saturday night at Brandy's, and of course, we'll celebrate my birthday at midnight. And then Sunday, actually, Judy's flying back. I'm picking her up. We're going out to dinner. At the same time, Susie Campanero and her mom will be at the table, and Chelsea table and stage. They're doing a show there with Anthony Fett. So if you're looking for something fun to do on 7 o'clock there. And then Monday at Stonewall, I am having a musicians party. So all our friends that are in the business, the industry, that don't get to just play music or sing or whatever they want to do, or just want to hang out with other musicians, upstairs at Stonewall, there's no cover. Just come on up. If you have an instrument, you are welcome to bring it. If not, just bring yourself. We're going to be rotating singers out and stuff. John Bronson is our musical director that night, and I'm going to bring some snacks. That's all I know.
I saw that posting about a Costco run.
Yes, today I was at Costco. I got some chips and things like that, and then next week I'll get some desserts.
I saw that Jeffrey, the Campbell will be the Campbell, and
yes,
Stephen
Elbell. They're going to bring stuff.
Wow,
okay, no more yapping, Leo. We got a busy night and big famous guests. We need to zoom them in. Are you ready? Our first guest.
I'm sorry, a plethora of knowledge in this wonderful young woman that's coming on.
Yep, absolutely. Bring her on. She is our friend Sue Matsuki. And there she is. Yay! Hi, Sue.
Hi. So nice to see you both.
So nice to see you too. Let's bring up your sound a little bit if there's a way to maybe get closer.
I can do that.
Okay, yeah. There we go. A little bit closer. The sound was good earlier.
You know what?
Yeah.
Here we go. How's that?
I don't know why.
Too loud?
No, not at all. Not at all too loud.
Is that good? Okay.
A little better. Yeah, you could even be louder.
Okay.
Okay, so we would always love to talk to you, but this week is very, very special because you always have something going on, but you have a big show coming up at 54 Below, and it's a tribute show, and I'm going to have you tell us all about it.
All right, Julie Wilson. Many of you probably, if you're in the cabaret world, you know that Julie Wilson was the grande dame of cabaret, and she was a mentor and a teacher and an amazing performer for years and years and years. She passed away about 8 years ago, which I can't believe. She bestowed on me the honor of being the first Julie Wilson Award recipient from the Mabel Mercer Foundation. So I was just feeling her recently and just kind of missing her. And I tried to produce a show with there's like 20 of us, all 20 of the Julie Wilson Award recipients down at Green Room. And for whatever reason, the time of year, I don't know what it wasn't selling. And it was kind of breaking my heart because I'm like, I'm not going to tribute this amazing woman with 20 people in a 100-seat theater. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think the cast were all busy and had other gigs. They weren't promoting as much for this show. So whatever happened, it happened. But that's
Sue, my love, why don't you pull out your mic, because I don't think it connected, or it may have changed over, but I'm not hearing you full voice.
okay.
Maybe you can just pull it out and just use your regular microphone.
I'm on my laptop, so I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Is that
Yeah.
better?
Just maybe raise your voice a little bit. I don't know why. It was fine before, but we want to make sure we hear everything you say.
Let me just go here, audio.
Okay, and also, you know what I think it was for that last show, Sue? I mean, it was really close to when COVID ended, and I know because I was involved in a few shows, like kind of around the same time, and one of them had to cancel because a bunch of the staff got it. You know, now, Leo, now we have a little bit of an echo, which is so weird. All right, let me take off my headphones.
Me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me better?
Okay. I don't know what this. All right, but anyway,
It's so weird. The best laid plans, you test it and everything's fine, and then all of a sudden it goes amok.
I know.
You want to put our headsets back on? Maybe that's a
Yeah,
better idea.
let's try that. Okay, let's try our headphones back in. All right,
How's
much
my
better.
volume?
Okay, a little bit better. Yeah, I guess you just have to raise your voice. It is better than it was though.
Okay.
Who knows?
I'll just talk louder. How's that?
Yes, please. Thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so that's what I think that last tribute show, because that happened to me and a lot of my friends that were doing shows. A lot of people, the staff would get sick and then they, so anyway, but you're doing one now and tell us about that show.
Well, I changed it to a tribute to Julie Wilson, to my tribute to Julie Wilson, and then I went over to 54, and I had done a show last year there called 38 Seasons of Love. It was my debut there. We did very well. We sold out, and they're really nice people to work with. They make you feel like a superstar when you work there, and so I pitched the idea, and they're like, yeah, sure, do it.
Well, now when you say sell out, that's a big room, right, Sue?
It is.
How many seats?
It's about 120 to capacity, but
It's a big room.
Yeah, they consider you. They're really happy if you get at least 100. So
Yeah, but that's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. It's a lot of people.
It is a lot of people. Think about that.
Yeah.
And most people make reservations for 2 or 4. So think about how many people are coming from other, you know what I mean? That's a lot. It's not like someone's buying 30 seats.
Yeah. It's interesting too because Julie's son Holt McCallany is a very, very famous actor. If you watch TV, you've seen him on every Law and Order, SUV, Criminal Intent, Criminal Minds, everything. He's on everything. It was a running joke with Julie and I every time we were watching TV. There was Holt, and we would switch channels, and there was Holt.
Wow.
And he's in movies, and he's just a wonderful, delicious man. He always plays like a heavy, or he plays like a disturbed Marine or something like that.
I love that.
He's a pussycat. He's the nicest man. So he's coming, and he's going to sing a song for his mom at the show.
Wow. Is he a singer?
Well, he's not really. He's an actor, but boy, can he sing. And he used to do some duets with his mom. So if there had been more time, he's literally flying in from California from a shoot on the 18th, doing my show on the 19th, and then flying to London to shoot another movie in London.
That's incredible.
It is. It really is. So
were you friends before the show, or did you become friends because of it?
Yeah, I've known Julie for about 18 years, and through that I've met Holt, and he took really good care of his mom. And when he was in New York, he stayed at her apartment, so I got to know him fairly well. And so he's a doll. He's just a doll. So we're really thrilled to have him. He's going to come in on Friday and run his song at tech rehearsal, and then just kind of come up on stage and do his thing.
That's wonderful.
Yay.
Wow, that's a great story.
Yeah.
Now, I remember Julie, I didn't know her personally, but I remember she would come to a lot of Baby Jane Dexter shows when I was working at the duplex upstairs. And what a class act.
Yeah, she was incredible, but the woman could drop the F-bomb with the best of them.
I love that.
It made me love her even more, I gotta say.
Absolutely.
Baby Jane, when Julie had her first stroke, which was a big secret, it was the year that I was going to get the award, but I didn't know I was getting the award. As a big secret. And 3 days before the Cabaret convention, Julie was felled with her very first stroke. It wasn't that serious, but it was me and Baby Jane Dexter and her son Holt in her hospital room with her.
Wow.
And I'll never forget it. I walked in and Julie was no makeup and just sitting up in bed, very elegant and erect.
Yeah, as she was.
Gorgeous. Baby Jane's sitting in the chair and Holt's telling this. I can't tell you the story he was telling, but he's telling this story. And Julie was just cracking up so hard. I thought she was going to have another stroke.
Oh my goodness.
It was, under such bad circumstances, we had the best time in that.
Yeah, but isn't that beautiful?
Yeah.
And your friends will do that. Friends and family will do that. They'll cheer you up. They'll get you out of your head, into that healing place, which is great. So, anyway, I just want to make sure if anybody has any questions or anything, please type them in. We're happy to. Now, if people don't know who Julie Wilson is, maybe some of her super younger or people from out of town, how would you describe her? And then, of course, people can look her up. But
I mean, you saw the picture earlier. She was impossibly beautiful.
Yeah.
She was elegant. She was funny. She was down to earth. She's a Omaha girl, so she was like grassroots and homespun, and yet she had this persona. She always played the vamp. She played the wide-eyed ingenue vamp. She played the knowing siren vamp, and she played the funny vamp. But she was
Right.
kind of typecast, you know.
Yeah,
One of-
yeah.
yeah, and we're actually doing a vamp medley. Look
I
at this.
love that.
Look at how gorgeous she is. And
Yeah.
you can Google her, but there's a clip of her singing "I'm Gonna Live Till I Die," and we're opening the show with that number, and it is.
Oh, that's such a good song.
Yeah, it's everything, and it was from a 1957 movie called "This Could Be the Night," and she just was in this white dress and tits up, as they say on Mrs. Maisel, and just
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
wow. Yeah.
Well, speaking of Mrs. Maisel, it was that era that she was from, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
she passed. She just missed her 90th birthday. Next year would be on October 21st. Next year on October 21st would have been her 100th birthday. So
wow.
I'm hoping Holt might want to come in and rehearse and do a couple of duets that he did with his mom, and that we might reprise the show on her.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Yeah, it would be fun. It would be
How
fun.
cool is that?
Yeah, look at her.
Yeah.
I mean,
I know it is pretty, but I got to tell you, like I met her maybe I met her about 20 years ago, because when
Yeah.
Baby Jane was at the Duplex every month, once a month, she would always come. And she was a star. Like Julie was a star. So she always dressed to the nines.
Right.
She was so elegant and beautiful, like stunningly beautiful.
That's actually in my patter. We'd hang out. I'd have chicks night out with her once a week. I called myself her diva sitter. So we'd go over. I make her homemade soups. We'd have lunch. We'd get all dolled up because she insisted that we look like stars because you never know who was going to be in the room.
Oh my God, I love that. Hey, but you know what? She's right.
Yeah.
She's right.
Yeah. She was awesome. She had a really good sense of humor, a really great sense of humor. We're going to the show is more about Julie the woman and the personal stories and how she mentored me and literally kept me on stage. The reason I am going to be standing on 54 Below stage is because of Julie Wilson. I can't even tell you the number of times I wanted to, you know how it is, bag this whole thing. And
really, you see, I wouldn't know that story, but how wonderful. And what was something that she said that kept you in the game?
I tried to audition for like that camp cabaret thing. I forgot what it was called at Yale or something like that. And they wouldn't let me in, and all my peers were going in.
Really?
And I walked out of the audition, and Julie ran after me, and I didn't really know her then. She grabs my chin and she says, "You can't quit. You're too talented. You can't quit."
How's it going? Hold on once. I'm sorry. I had two things going on at once, but she said you can't quit.
No, she just basically refused to let me quit whenever I felt like I was done,
I love that.
Yeah. She was
And
kind of
did you feel that it was worth staying in the game?
Yeah, I do. I really do. I mean, now, there's a beautiful article that my friend Katie Nyhausel just put up about Jan Wallman, and she also mentions Julie Wilson. Now, Jan Wallman was the original godmother of cabaret, and I think, as you know, they call me the godmother of cabaret now. And at the end of this article, Katie mentions that I always correct people and say that Jan Wallman was the original godmother of cabaret, but Jan and Julie were my mentors and my godmothers in this business. So I feel like I'm carrying the boa, if you will.
Oh, yeah.
And if I can help up and comers, and if I can,
Well, you do, Sue. You do help up. I mean, you do. You're one of those people,
Yeah.
You really are.
We have an open mic that's kind of a safe open mic where we teach people, how to close out a musician, how to count off, how to go to the bridge. So it's kind of
And where is that? Where can people find that?
Every second Sunday at Pangea down on 11th
Oh,
Street.
cool. What time?
From 1 to 3, and we have a bass player and a pianist. It's called Matsuki and Torian's Jazz Brunch Open Mic. But you can just go to Pangea's website every Sunday.
I love that. That's so wonderful.
And we pull names out of a hat. I have everybody put their little, because I don't want anyone ever to feel like they're called last for baseball.
Mm-hmm.
It's just always.
That's a great idea.
Yeah. Oh, there you go.
I love that. Yeah, Leo's pretty amazing. Leo's incredible.
It, man.
Man, you have no idea. He's so on it. And oh, I love that idea. So 1 to 3, does it cost anything to get in?
No, that was a thing. I talked to Pangea, and they give us the room for free because we do not charge a cover charge.
Wonderful.
We have a tip jar on the piano for the musicians, and whatever money we get, we offset the, pay the musicians.
Yeah.
I do it for free, and it's been a wonderful experience. We sold out this past Sunday for Mother's Day. I was kind of surprised. I thought it would be light on Mother's Day, but
I love that. I would imagine it would be light too, but I guess it was the thing to do. That's great.
and we have a lot of older singers, and I guess their moms are passed, so they wanted to be with other people maybe who
Yeah, of course. Yeah, Mother's Day is a tricky one for everybody.
It is.
You know, but it's nice to, what I've been doing the last few years. My mom's been gone now 14 years, but what I've been doing is just celebrating other people. But it took me a few years to get there. But now it's just nice to be around good people. And I love watching other people with their moms.
I do too. I gotta say, I was around when you lost your mom, and I know how close the two of you were, and she was a beautiful lady.
Oh,
The first year is always the hardest. And
yes.
then you can't allow other people to. It's hard on Mother's Day to read all the messages down. Now, I had a hard. My mother had mental health issues, and it wasn't the easiest relationship. But I loved her. Of course, I
Yeah.
loved her. So I almost covet other people's love
Right.
for their mothers, and then when I read down on Mother's Day, I'm kind of like,
I know. You know what? I don't know if you find this, but what I love about now that I can see it for what it is. What I love about Mother's Day and the posts on Facebook is I get to kind of know a little more about who that person is
right,
by meeting their moms on Facebook.
yeah,
You're like, oh, things make sense now.
yeah.
Or sometimes people look exactly alike.
Exactly like their moms. I know,
You're
it's
like,
amazing.
even the boys.
I know.
You're like, oh my goodness. But I had our friend Rick Pete, who is such a sweetheart, brought his mom. He texted and said, hey, where are you this weekend? I want to bring my mom. And I happened to be at Brandy's. He brought his mom, who was a badass.
Mhm.
She was an elegant, gorgeous, but she turned out to be such a cool,
Yeah.
and she stayed all night. She had the most wonderful time. And I thought, all of a sudden, I realized why he was so good to women.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman. I thought,
Yeah.
see, I always say to moms, one of the greatest things you can teach your boys is how to treat people.
Many women say that, it's a deal breaker if they go home with their soon to be fiance or boyfriend and he doesn't treat his mother with respect. They're like, nope, it tells you a lot about who that person is.
You know what I always say to young girls, because I teach and I also, I have nieces, whatever. I always say to girls, here's how you can tell who a guy is. If you go out to dinner with him, see how he treats the waitress.
The waitress, yep.
And see how he talks about, if he brings up his mother or his sisters and how he talks about them.
Mm-hmm.
Because whether you get along with them or not, anybody that bashes those people, be suspect. You're next. And I just feel like I love anybody that respects their mother or their parents, and they can be complicated. I completely understand. But it's nice when people love their families in spite of our shortcomings.
Well, that's what really love is. You love each other. I say warts and all,
Yeah, but it's true, right?
None of us are perfect, so. Yeah.
Now, no, we are not. However, I will say that you are constantly working. So that, to me, someone who's always wheels in motion, that's pretty close to perfect. And you write, you are a reviewer. You are always helping other people with their shows. I see that you're always lifting people up. And you have a show coming up in July that I really want to get the word out about. So you want to tell us something about the July show as well, Sue?
Yeah, the July show is a new concept. It's called Jest, J-E-S-T, Jest Jazz. So we're going to take a look at funny jazz and blues tunes.
Oh, I love that.
But the hook is with a little angst thrown in because, you got to have a little yin-yang. So
of course.
We'll do a couple wrist slashers so that we can do something funny to bounce.
Yeah, you got to bounce a little bit. Yeah. Who was I talking to? Oh, Amanda McBroom was on the show. And she's amazing, by the way. I mean,
she's a dear friend. Yeah.
What an amazing human being.
Yeah,
but an artist, and she just gave us so many pearls. But she said that someone had someone that came before her had told, oh, it was Marilyn, Marilyn May, probably, yeah, had said to her, you know, you got to get them, the first two have to be up. Like you have to get them with the fun stuff, and then you can shoot them with the ballad. You know, and she never forgot that, you know, like when she puts a show together. And I love, you know, I'm one of those people that does respect people that came before me. I always have. I was raised that way. So any pearls of wisdom that like people of a generation before me give me, I'll take. And I also like to learn from younger people. You know, as a teacher, I always say to my students, hey, you just taught me something today. I didn't know that. Because I believe that that's how we keep growing.
I agree.
Like changing like ideas and things like that, you know? Now, you have a great director for your show who is a mutual friend of ours, Lena Katrakis, who we adore.
Lena and I go back 30 years.
Wow.
Yeah, we go back 30 years. And I used her. She was one of my first directors. I had taken my first cabaret class with Helen Baldessari, who was the best in the business.
Of course.
And then when you graduated from Helen, she usually passed you off to Lena because Lena would take. And what I love about Lena is Lena's not a formula director. She'll take the strong woman that you are and she'll listen to what you have to say. And she just, for me, we meet, she redlines my script, she fine tunes me, she puts me up on stage and she knows it's going to be all good, you know. She has classes where she really gets into lyric connection. You know, I wrote the book, So You Want to Sing Cabaret, so we don't go into all that so much, you know.
No, I would like to mention that because I have friends in Massachusetts that have your book.
Oh, good. Oh,
and I then name dropped you and said, she's my friend. But they love the book.
Yeah, it's very informative. It was written for, it was the 20th book in a 20-book series called So You Want to Sing Jazz, You Want to Sing Blues, You Want to Sing Country Western, whatever. And they didn't know what cabaret was. And my friend David Sabella, who's been on Broadway.
Who I love, David, yeah.
Oh, I love David. And so
I just saw him 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, he looks great, doesn't he? So
yeah,
beautiful.
He does look great.
He actually, Amanda Reckon with, his alter ego, wears all of my old gowns that are now too big for me. So
oh my God, I love that.
Amanda Reckon with, so.
Oh wow! Oh, I love that.
My gowns live on in infamy.
I love it. So you wrote a book with David,
right? David was hired to do it, but you know, when he got to it, David's more of a Broadway person. He has done cabaret, and someone said, "Oh, talk to Sue. She knows, you know, she knows everything about cabaret." So we met, we talked, we became.
Oh, you didn't know before you wrote the book?
No, we met, and I brought all my materials because I had been teaching classes for a Canadian school and for UConn up in Connecticut and stuff. So I had all this material. And I've never had a man, and I hate to say this because I don't want to group men in a group, but I've never had a man ever go to bat for me like he did. He went to the publishers and said, she's writing 50%, if not more, of this book. You have to make her a co-author.
Wow, how wonderful.
Yeah, and they did. So there's the book.
Oh, I love that.
It's a lot of interviews with really superstar people, and you know, Sidney Meyer. My favorite chapter was interviewing Sidney Meyer because he is Mr. Cabaret and he is the history of cabaret.
Yes.
I do a tribute in the beginning of the book to Julie, and then it's instructional: how to produce a show, how to put a show together. How do you select your 15 songs? What's the formula and pattern, like you were saying, 2 up-tempos before you do a ballad, you know, and just kind of stuff like that. Stuff that a teacher in Iowa who doesn't live in New York and doesn't know what cabaret is would know. And now there's this whole new world of another place she can teach her students to sing who may not be coming to Broadway. They can produce a show in their church basement because
yes, absolutely.
You know, so it's been
and you know what, the world deserves to have more music like that intimate setting, that experience of watching and listening to a singer who is so connected to their lyrics and the music, and is, you know, also Amanda McBroom said it's like a musical monologue. Yeah. You know,
Amanda's one of the most generous people. When I did a show out in LA, Amanda doesn't live in LA proper. She lives about 4 or 5 hours away, and it was really, really like 110 degrees then, so she couldn't drive to see the show. She did a mailing to all her people.
Wow.
Saying, my friend is in town.
Wow.
She is an incredibly generous woman, as well as an incredibly talented songwriter and singer herself. But that's who Amanda is, you know. And since I've had all these great women doing this for me, I feel like it's part of why I have to tribute people like Julie who did it for me, you know.
Wow. Well, I can't thank you enough for coming on.
My pleasure.
I'm so happy you took the time. I know you're super busy. So let's go over it again. This Friday, Sue Matsuki is going to be at 54 Below. And you have a band, right, as well?
Yeah, I have a trio: Gregory Teroy and Skip Ward and David Silliman. They're my boys. I've been with them a long time. Gregory and I've been together for 28 years. Yeah. Look how
Wow.
aren't they gorgeous?
They actually are super good looking. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a handsome trio there. So they will be there as well. It's a 9:30 show.
Yes.
And it's almost sold out, but you can still get tickets. So do that in July. Sue, would you mind sending us as it gets closer something, or just post it on my wall and I'll share
Will
it to
do.
my show wall?
Will do.
So we can follow up with that. And don't forget, so you want to sing, you think you can sing cabaret, or
No,
you want
so you want to sing cabaret. If you go
So-
on Amazon, it's all over. So you want to sing cabaret if you're interested in that.
Yes, please. So many people have asked me about it. So, and so we thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
And always stay in touch with us and let us know what's happening, and we'll let people
Point
know.
of information. Can I mention
Yes.
something?
Oh, of course.
Artists, performers, I'd like you to know that Sue works very hard on her own business. Very important for people to know. And she takes care of her website, and it is an awesome website. So please
And
go
what
there.
is that website? What is that website?
It is
Sumatsuki.com.
Yep.
Matsuki.com. Matsuki.
And
And
it's
go
got
and check it out.
It's got her press kit. It's got awards. It's got everything on there that anybody searching for you would need to find out. It's all there.
And
So
if you go to a
take
theater, they
take
can
a
just
look
go to
there.
your website and download what they need. So yeah, it's meant to be
Yep.
a business.
And that's how you
site,
get
so.
traffic, by having everything there.
Yeah, I love that. Well, thank you, Sue. We love it. We love so much stuff. I mean, we could go on and on and on. We'll have Sue back on again to talk about other stuff. Maybe the night, because I know David's going to come on. We talked about it. Maybe we'll have you pop back on that night.
That'd be fun.
And we can continue to talk about cabaret, because cabaret it's not forgotten for sure. It's like alive and well, but it's such a beautiful art form. And a lot of people don't know enough about it. So it'd be great to continue to, let people know about that.
It's
Thank
a
you
beautiful
guys so
art. You
much.
get to tell stories and sing songs together, and it just feels the spiritual connection with the artist performing.
Absolutely.
When you have something to do it.
I love you both. Thank you.
Okay, we love you too, Sue. Thank you so much. Everybody, give it up for Sue Matsuki, our friend. She's wonderful. This Friday at 54 Below, 9:30.
Bye now.
All right, bye, sweetheart. And I want to check. She's really, oh my God, she's got a lot of information, but she is like the real deal. So I'm looking at my page here. So let me see who else. Lauren Moran, who works at the Mayo Performing Arts Center and is also a director and an amazing actress and filmmaker. She's joined us. Michael Vaccaro was watching from LA.
Hi,
Michael Bowe. Yeah, I know. Michael, that hunky, gorgeous Italian.
I see Michael almost every day on my Riverside commercial. Do you remember that 80s he put up with him with the red suspenders and the glass, where they're running that commercial over and over again? So when I'm watching TV, I get to see Michael all the time. Michael.
Oh my God. And that's in LA because you're out in California.
Mm-hmm.
And, so Michael Bowe has joined us. Hector J. Garcia has joined us. So keep popping on, folks. We will shout you out. We're so glad you're here.
Do you know that lady?
What lady? Oh, Lynn Portas, genius. I was with her today. We were rehearsing for the show, and I can't wait. It's just.
You better straighten up there, Maria, because your boss is watching now.
Oh
well,
my God,
maybe not your old boss.
My old boss, but oh my God, what an amazing boss. You know what? She wasn't just a boss. I'll tell you why she was the best. Because she would never expect you to do anything that she hadn't done 300 times over and put the grunt work in. And that makes a good boss. That makes a role model. That's a role model. So we're bringing her on. Oh, it's the truth, Cathy.
Oh, Maria, you're too nice.
No, it's the truth. I love you, and I am so happy that you were available, because I forget who I was talking to. Oh, no, I'm going to tell a quick story.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm at Funny Girl, right, with Judy. And we're sitting, and this really, really, really nice and very tall man sits right next to me. And he says, I hope I'm, not pushing you over. I have really long legs. I was like, no, you're great. And he's really tall. His legs are sticking out. And we just started joking. I said, how tall are you? Blah, blah. I don't know. I'm like, we just started completely connecting. And then I said, by any chance, were you born in New England? He goes, how'd you know? I said, it's just an energy. And then we connected. And then he said, oh, and I'm also a singer. I'm doing a show in New Jersey. And look, you know how big New Jersey is, right? I said, wait a minute. Are you in Matilda at the Male Performing Arts Center? He goes, how did you know? I said, I don't know. I just had this feeling. Do you know Cathy Roy? He goes, do I know Cathy Roy? She's one of my best friends. This is just this week.
It's crazy.
I
So funny. And then I got this picture when you were at the show.
God. Yes, he texted.
I was like, what? Oh my gosh. When worlds collide, it's so funny.
Isn't that amazing?
Mm-hmm. And you know what's so strange is that you have been on my mind so much lately. I kept saying like, oh my God, I got to reach out to Maria. I have to connect with Maria. And like,
I know, but I know how busy this is. Your busiest season.
Yeah, it's crazy, but I miss you. I
miss
really
you too,
do
so much. So I worked for Cathy for many, many years at the Male Performing Arts Center. And then when COVID happened, we went remote. And then it's just when it started back up, I had already gotten a different teaching job, and things had anyway. But I miss you and I love you.
Well, listen, you're always part of the family. You'll be back. I mean, I mean?
Feel like I'm part of the family.
Absolutely.
Look what I'm wearing tonight.
I'm
wearing my uniform.
Looks really nice.
MPEG. Yes, it's clean. I keep it nice and clean.
It looks great. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. I had to.
So Kevin was going to call in. He's driving somewhere, so he couldn't get in on his phone. It wouldn't let him in. So I said, oh, maybe we could give you a call. So
yeah. Well, if he wants to call in, he can talk to us. So he's in the show.
Yeah. He plays Trunchbull. So we always do sort of an equity, one or two equity guest artists to sort of, the whole program. It's like a mentorship program, for the main stage production. So he is our equity guest artist. So he's playing Trunchbull.
Oh my God.
Mm-hmm.
And
he's excellent. He's so funny. He's so great.
Of course, I can imagine. But I will say, Matilda, I saw it on Broadway, and I didn't think I was going to love it as much because I thought, it's for kids. I thought. I brought my nieces. They were blown away. I was blown away. And it is so intense and so beautifully written. And the music, of course, we love, and you know how much we used it with the kids. And the kids love it, and they do the accents and everything.
Absolutely.
So are you, tell us, you're keeping it true to form with all the accents and everything?
Yeah. Yeah, we're actually working with a dialect coach. So I think, I know the show, on the tour and all the different versions of it, sometimes they go in and out. Sometimes they use an accent. Sometimes they don't. Sometimes it's like, I wanted to make sure, too, that it wasn't so thick that people couldn't understand them.
Right.
And that we're really telling the story. I also love the show. Ours is very different than the Broadway production. It's not the choreography is very different. The story, like we're really focused a lot more on telling the story, and all the choreography enhances the story. And I felt like, my personal opinion is just like some of it on Broadway, I just found it hard to follow. I love the style that they did, but it was intense. Me, it didn't always tell the story and enhance the story. So and it might not be quite as dark as it was on Broadway.
I was gonna say, it was much darker than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah. So it's it's a little lighter. I just but that's just the cast we have too. The kids are so wonderful. Our Matilda's incredible. She really is.
You always have great. I can imagine. So what Cathy does is Cathy directs. These are gigantic productions. These are not your typical like smaller. These are gigantic productions. How many kids do you have in this show?
We have 52 in the cast. Yeah.
Okay, you see what I mean?
So yeah.
I mean, there are times when you have like 70. Right?
Yeah.
Like, it's just
it depends. Sometimes we would add like a smaller, younger ensemble, but the show is obviously a mix of a whole bunch of ages. So we start at 10
And-
years old.
And how far
up.
in it are you? So the show is in June. It's the first
So
weekend in June.
It's the first weekend in June. So we're like just over 2 weeks away, really. So it's crazy. It's all of a sudden, I kept saying, Kevin and I would have a joke, and I was like, oh, look, we're this far into Act 2, and it's not even May. It's not even May. And that was our running thing. And then we're like, all of a sudden it is May. It's mid-May, and here we go.
Here we go.
Yeah, I finished the show. We were really getting it on its feet last night, and then we'll do run through tomorrow and Sunday, and then Monday the set loads in, and then off we go.
Now the set. First of all, I want to tell everybody where it is. It's in Morristown, New Jersey. It's at gorgeous Equity, 1,600 seat, right, Cathy?
1,300.
1,300. Okay, I'm sorry. 1,300 Equity Theater. It's pristine. The sound is incredible, and the sets, Cathy. You always go like wild with these amazing sets. So they're
you need to on there. It's a big space. It's a huge theater. It's, the stage is gigantic. We have a full orchestra pit. So, that's always the challenge, is really finding the right set. Now, last year we did School of Rock, and we designed.
I loved it.
Had our set built. But, this year we found we're actually renting a set that was originally designed for Walnut Street Theater's production of it many years ago. And it's beautiful. It's really nice.
Sure.
And then, I think a school had bought it from them, so we're renting it from them. So
wonderful.
It's great. It's beautiful. Yeah.
Wonderful. And so how did you hook? I mean, Kevin and you have been friends for many years.
30 years. Yeah, 30 years. At least we used to perform together. I've directed him before.
He told me.
Listen, he was the White Rabbit, and I was Alice in Wonderland at North Shore Music Theater. We crack up about that. I mean, just so many funny stories. And we were notorious for like always laughing together at rehearsal, and like, so funny.
Yeah.
And still, last night our Miss Honey wasn't there for a section. So we were running some musical numbers on stage. So I was sort of like standing in while he was going over through the hammer. And I was like, I cannot act opposite of him. He just makes me laugh.
He makes you
so
laugh.
hard. And he's so fantastic in the role. So
you can't sit next to each other in class. That's just the way it is. Sometimes certain kids and adults cannot.
No, he just makes me crack up. So.
Okay, I'm going to take a quick moment to do the food section of our show. As you know, we always do.
I love that.
And why do I do a food section every show? Because I want to challenge myself to stay creative. Leo, are you joining us for the food?
No, I think maybe we still have Sue.
Oh, we still have Sue.
Sue, are you joining us for?
Yep. She's joining us. Sue, this is Cathy. Cathy, this is Sue.
Hey, Sue.
I didn't know I was coming back, but here, I got my light. I'm all set.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so what did I make tonight? I like to stay creative because I ask my guests to come on and bare their creative souls. And so I have to do that every week. Now, I've been on the keto for about, Cathy, I was always on the keto.
I was going to tell you, you look great.
You do. I can see it in your face.
Yes, me too. You look fantastic.
Girls. Thank you. Oh, because I'm doing a show in Boston in 2 days. And so I always say I just want to fit into my pants. That's always my goal.
I hear you.
Yeah.
I don't care what I weigh. It's not about that. I want to be able to fit into what I'm wearing. So what did I make? But I'm like the keto queen, and I love it because I create my own recipes. So what did I do here? This is chicken. Yeah, I know, right? It looked good. Chicken with garlic, white wine, parsley, Vidalia onions, and a baby bella mushrooms. Trader Joe's has this great spice called 21 Salute that has like 21 different things in it. And it's like $1.99. It's one of the best little kept secrets. So I always use that. So 21 Salute. And then, Cathy, I use the Kerrygold butter that you like.
Okay.
I know how much you like that Irish butter, and I love that Kerrygold.
So funny that you remember that.
Of course. And
that
then
looks delicious.
It didn't look good. Heavy cream over cauliflower rice. Yes, you can have this on keto. What you, Leo?
I'll give
it to you.
So good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Cathy, feel free to stick your finger in there.
Yeah, sure. And then for salad, one of the only reasons that I'm not 3,000 pounds is because I eat vegetables every day and salad every day. Because as Italian kids, we grew up with gardens and we're asked to run out and get stuff out of the garden so we could eat. And so I just have a love for vegetables. So this is Boston lettuce on purpose because of the Boston
Perfect.
show. Thank you, Cathy. Boston lettuce, walnuts, baby cucumbers, and strawberries
Strawberry.
Yeah.
because it is
Mm.
strawberry season. And I'm going to put a dark chocolate balsamic vinegar.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
And a blood orange infused extra virgin olive oil.
Oh.
Thank you.
Back to your
Oh,
food. I don't
thank
wanna hear
you.
this. I'm starving.
I know.
Me
That's the problem.
too.
I used to have people over and then we would all eat. And now I always feel guilty when I do the food, but I don't want to stop doing the food section because that's not
Dark
good.
chocolate balsamic vinegar.
I've never even
Oh
heard
You're
my
of
God.
killing
that.
me,
From the
Smalls.
from the New England Olive Oil Company, which is my favorite.
That sounds so-
You know, that's the new gift everybody's bringing is vinegar, balsamics, flavored
It's-
vinegar. It's kind of like the new jam when you go
Yeah,
to somebody's house.
You're right, absolutely. But I love it. I love good vinegars and olive oils, and I don't use regular stuff anymore at all. And this is a product. Now, nobody asked me to promote anything. I don't get paid. I just like certain products and I want to share them. This is called Kiss My Keto, and they're chocolate bars. I know it's funny, right?
Mm.
They're great chocolate bars. No sugar added in their dark chocolate, but they have like hazelnut, they have peanuts, they have different ones. And I personally think they're really, really, really good. So if you're on the
Yeah.
keto, that's a really good one to go for.
How much weight have you lost?
Yummy.
You know what? I don't weigh myself.
Oh, that's good.
I did during COVID because I had gained so much weight during COVID, like everybody else. And then I started to, my girlfriend and I both wanted the keto. And I think at one point I had lost 20 pounds. And then I go, I go back and forth because then I want to eat if it's summer or if it's a family vacation, like my birthday Sunday. So I'm of course going to have cake and eat and all that. And then I'll start to panic a little bit and then I'll go back on. But I usually tend to, that's what I do. As soon as the pants don't fit, I'm like, okay, stop, going back on the keto. But the reason I like the keto is because I can have prosciutto, mozzarella, all that Italian stuff that you can't have with low-fat diets. But usually to answer your question, Sue, I lose between 10 and 20 pounds. But I can do it. It's fast,
I always
Maria, do
felt
you
great on it
always-
too.
Yes, you
done it,
do.
Cathy? Yeah.
The energy, right? I had so much energy when I was on it. I felt fantastic.
And Cathy and I used to always compare things. Sue, have you ever done the keto?
I've not. I've lost like 80 pounds.
I know.
And I've kept it off, but I go up and down too. So I'll check it out because
Well,
it
you
might
know
be
what?
the
I'm
place.
happy to talk with you on the phone because
Okay.
I've done it so many different times that I've learned a lot of little tricks.
And I'm a protein girl. I'm not a big carb girl anyway.
Then
so
it's gonna be perfect for you.
Cool.
But there's also a lot of really great ways to make like desserts that you can have that are not, or there's desserts you can buy. Like that company is a really good company. There's another one called Keto Cups that they're better than Reese's. I'm like, I don't know what they do to it, but there's little things you can do. You can have a fruit. You can have. We'll talk. Yeah.
Probably
But,
because it's not processed, Maria. Probably because that peanut butter is not processed going through. You're getting
Yeah,
a natural
maybe.
filler.
Well, that's what it is. But so, but anyway, Cathy and Sue, you would be fast friends. You're both.
I see you, I hear you. So.
Yeah, and Cathy is the director. Now, Cathy will whatever. I'm not so great. Cathy is the director of education at the Mayor Performing Arts Center. How many classes do you have there, Cathy?
Oh, Maria, let's see.
I
have
know.
about, depending upon the time of year, we have about 25 to 30 a week.
See,
Yeah.
and
We just finished our semester actually just tonight before we had our last 2 Miracle Project class shows, which is our, the program that we do for kids with autism and other special needs. So that's just, I love it. That's my favorite.
That's a beautiful class. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a beautiful class. And just the different age groups, there's like so much available for these kids.
Beautiful.
And they're great kids. They're great. They're so invested, Sue, like from little ones. Like, as a matter of fact, Sue, I'm going to send you a little video clip that his mom Kristen just put on our Facebook walls, Cathy. This mom who's all 3 kids had come through the program, and the littlest guy, he's now 15, but in this video, he was one of our students. And I'm going to send you, you're not going to believe a little 7-year-old, how And that's the kind of commitment that the Male Performing Arts Center does. Like really that detailed commitment to kids and educating them. That's so
We do
beautiful.
that at Urban Stages. I work for Urban Stages. I produce their Winter Rhythm series, and we produce Winter Rhythm so that we can raise money to do our summer outreach program for children.
Wow.
We bring
Nice.
kids into the theater, and we don't just teach them singing and dancing. They learn tech design. They learn the board, because they might want to life in the theater, but they can't sing and dance. So there's so many other things. They're challenged to write a little play and stuff like that. So
That's
I'm with you on that.
amazing.
I'm with you.
Okay, do you
That's
see?
awesome.
So you have so much in common.
Yeah, we have to connect.
Yes, absolutely, 100%. So
Cathy, during the semester, can I ask how long are your week-long sessions for the kids?
So
They're
it's-
not week long; they're a day a week. But how many weeks is?
Leo also
So-
works with children after school. He runs.
Oh, great,
whole
I'm
yeah.
starting
school.
my own. Yeah, I'm starting my own up here in Idlewild.
Oh, that's great. Yeah, so during the fall and spring semester, most of them are like 14 weeks.
14 weeks. Okay.
14-week session, yeah, with the last class being their performance.
A
Yeah.
performance, yeah.
Like a
And
sharing,
where do
yeah.
they come
We
from,
just
Cathy?
did our
Where do
first
you-
kindergarten one. Gonna sing, gonna dance.
Oh, that's great. Oh, how
I know,
adorable.
they're so
It,
sweet.
it was
They're-
12 weeks, but Mother Nature took us down to 8. Thanks, Mother Nature.
Okay, yeah,
know.
thanks.
So Sue,
Aw.
you just asked the question of
Where do
Cathy.
you, Cathy, where do your kids come from? Where do you, are they from around the neighborhood, or are they coming from out of town? Or
Well, we're in Morristown, so a lot of them come from surrounding towns. Mostly from Morris County, but also some surrounding counties as well around there. So
Yeah.
yeah.
well,
I
you know,
just-
everything's defunded for the arts, so what you guys are doing are just
Yeah.
it's the only way these kids are going to get to the arts.
Yeah.
It's really important that we all do that.
I know.
And they, you know what? It seems like even more important now since COVID. Like they really need it so much. I think it's not easy being, especially like a preteen, teenager these days, growing up.
No, it's
so
not.
having an outlet to do something and express themselves is just really very important.
And they love it. They
Yeah.
do love it.
Mhm.
And teaching is amazing, and what you can pass on to kids, it's so rewarding. I love it.
Maria's phenomenal at it. So
Well, Cathy, I learned a lot from you. I'm not just saying that. I learned a lot
Yeah.
because what you do is you lead by example. You are not someone that says, "This is what I'd like. Do this, this, that." You are that example. So, being around you and watching the way that you lead is very inspiring. And then you also
Mhm.
always gave us enough room as teachers to grow and create what we could create. You
Oh.
never, you know what I mean?
Well, I have such great, amazing teachers, so I feel
you
lucky
really
to
do. Your
trust-
staff
yeah.
that's a stellar staff there.
Mhm.
So, ladies and gentlemen, we have sadly come to the end of our journey here as a group. But I want to just let everybody know once again, Matsuki is at 54 Below, 9:30 this Friday. And please check that out. It's almost sold out. It's a Julie Wilson tribute show. It's going to be, it's called But Beautiful. And I love that song, by the way.
Oh, it's
And then
gorgeous.
Cathy, Roy-Spies, I think it's the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, right, of June?
Yes. Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So Friday night at 7:30, Saturday at 2, then a 7:30 show, Sunday at 2, and a 7:30. I'll probably come to the Saturday or the Sunday at 2.
Let me know, Maria, and I'll put some tickets aside for you because it's selling
She
like
knows
crazy.
I know.
There's
She
really-
knows people.
I know some I know some people that may have some tickets put aside.
No, but it always sells out.
Everybody watching, the links are in the notes here, so you can easily click on them and get your tickets right now. Go get them.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great,
make sure
Leo.
you get them from mayoarts.org and don't Google
Yes.
it because now all these third-party resellers, it's crazy.
It's crazy, and I think it's mean.
Shame
I
on
think
them.
it's
Yeah,
shame on them is
Yeah.
right.
The
But
prices they're asking, it's insane.
it's
So
insane.
What do
And
we
I
look
think
like, Taylor Swift?
I know. And
did you see
you're
Rachel Kaufman was saying hello? Hi, Rachel.
Oh, do you know
The two of
Rachel?
us. Yes, I go way back with Rachel.
Are you kidding me? So do I. She's
Yeah.
wonderful.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm having a musicians party this Monday at Stonewall Inn upstairs, and which is just like a nice safe space for musicians and singers that they just want to kick back because it's my birthday Sunday and that's what I want to do. And Rachel came to the last one, and she brought all kinds of instruments. Did you know she plays like 4 different instruments?
Oh, I know. Yeah.
Incredible.
I think probably more than 4. She's
Yeah.
amazing.
Rachel Kaufman is,
Mhm.
she's it. So, ladies, I cannot thank you enough so much. This is the beginning of many, many things to talk about. And let's keep spreading the word about the arts, about kids, about adults. Let the music go on and on and on. And we're here for it. Leo, I love you to pieces. You are a magnificent on everything. And if anybody needs a gun for hire, websites, all that stuff, Leo can take care of it. I don't mind sharing him at all.
Excellent.
And good night, everybody. Come
Yeah,
back
well.
every Tuesday at 9 p.m.
Nice
We
to
love
meet
and
you.
appreciate you.
Take care.
Thank
Thanks
you,
so
everyone.
much. Good
Thank
night.
you. Good night, everybody.
Good night.